According to Dictionary.com, feminism is the doctrine advocating social, political, and all other rights of women equal to those of men. I would like to take a look at two very different sides of feminism, Iranian feminism and American feminism. In my opinion, these two cultures are opposites when it comes to feminism. The American culture has taken feminism to a whole new level, one where they seem to throw out all of their femininity. The Iranian culture is just beginning to taste some of the freedoms that women in America have had for decades. The feminist movement there is becoming more well known and supported. Feminist anthropology is a study of women's roles in different cultures. There are many different degrees of feminist anthropologists. Some focus mainly on political issues, others simply try and understand women's everyday lives. One of the theories known to feminist anthropologists is called the positionality theory. Positionality theory suggests that women should not enter a man's world, but promote their femininity. I think that this theory is something that should be adopted back into the American society, yet I do not see that happening any time in the near future. American feminism first reared its head 6 days after the Boston Tea Party during a convention in 1848. Women from all over the area gathered together to discuss the rights of women, or the lack thereof. This convention got the ball rolling, and in the 1920s, women gained the right to vote. Now women have every right, it seems, even the right to kill their own baby or become a man, if they wish. Yet there are some rights that women seem okay to give up, such as the right to be drafted in a war or fight on the front lines. It seems that American women can pick and choose which fights of men they would like for themselves. Which rights of men, not fights of men. Unfortunately, fatherhood is not appreciated anymore in the American society, but I will talk more about that later. Iranian feminism is a completely different story. Between the 1920s and the 1960s, the women of Iran obtained the right to a women's press and the right to be educated. However, they are still fighting for equal rights for marriage and divorce. Although they have fought hard for their rights, there is still a long way for them to go. Women are still beaten and killed for things that men get off for scot-free. Just last year, Time magazine did a piece on a young girl named Aisha. This girl was married into an abusive family by the age of 18. She said that her in-laws and husband treated her as a slave. She escaped that family and fled to refuge. One night, the Taliban came to the place where she was hiding. She was dragged out of the house and taken to a mountain clearing and brutally beaten. After they beat her, the Taliban judge gave his verdict, and her husband and brother-in-law sliced off her ears and nose. This is a sad, sad picture of what it's like for some women in Iran. Religion is very important to those who live in Iran. It is a Muslim-dominated country, and those who are Muslim follow the Quran. In the Quran, it states more than once that one man is equal to two women, basically saying that women are only half as important as men. It's kind of easier to see how men treat women this way because they're taught growing up that women are less than them. As a woman in America, it is easy to forget how our everyday rights were not so everyday in a few decades ago, or that women in other countries may not possess the same rights. I think that women in America have started to realize this, and some are even starting to fight for the rights of those who are less fortunate than themselves. I am going to show you a clip of an American commercial. I think that this commercial proves my theory that American men are looked down upon, and that American women are elevated higher than men. This is one of the reasons that I think American feminism has gone too far. This is not the only commercial showing this. You can hardly watch an hour of TV without seeing at least one commercial that is demeaning to men and that elevates women. All too often, we see the man of the house portrayed as stupid and lazy, and the woman is portrayed as smart and accomplished. Here's the clip. At the beginning, the father sees his daughter's short skirt hanging on a wash line. You can see
here, there, and everywhere. Short skirts, long hair, love it when they walk. Yeah, I'm on cloud nine. You look so fine, can't wait to make you mine. I kinda like the way you walk past. Gotta take a glance.
Tide with Actilift technology helps remove many dry stains as if they were fresh. Dad may try to ruin your style, but dry stains won't. Tide with Actilift. Style is an option, clean is not. Get Actilift in these Tide detergents.
As the daughter is walking out the door, she ruffles her dad's hair. This to me portrays everything that is wrong in our society. I think that women should have the right to vote and own land, yet it has gone far beyond that, hasn't it? The father is to be the head of the home, but it seems our culture doesn't feel the same way. Fatherhood is looked down upon in the name of feminism. Feminism is a topic that will be talked about for a long period of time. No matter what country a person lives in, there will always be talk of it. The United States is a good example of feminism gone wrong. Iran is an example of feminism that has not yet taken flight. The fight for freedom of women in Iraq has just begun. In the end, I think that it is acceptable for women to vote, possess their own land, and have the right not to be abused by those in authority over them. However, I still think women need to give in to the natural order of things as given to them by God, that man is an authority figure to them. Men need to not abuse their authority, which they are given. I agree with the feminist theory of positionality, that women should be striving to promote their femininity instead of trying to blend in with those of the male gender. To end, I think that a quote by John Calvin seems appropriate. Here's the quote. Yet consider now whether women are not quite past sense and reason when they want to rule over men.